Hi, I'm Charles with AniCap. Previously a competitive Glory player named Yi was forced to retire and had his character taken away. Due to a bad contract, Yi had no money and took a job at an internet cafe, where he plays Glory again, but had to start over with a new character he named Lord Grim. After only a few days of playing, Yi establishes Lord Grim as the top character in the game's newest server, by beating every raid record. This upsets all the top guilds though, and someone from his old team has discovered his secret. The story continues in the Realm of Gods arena. Yi uses Chen's character to fight Poplar, who has been challenging him. Chen is nervous since Poplar is a famous pro, and she can't believe she is watching her own character as Yi is so good with her. Poplar thinks he has won, but Yi rids himself of his cannon to move faster, and eventually wins the fight. Everyone is amazed that it only took 39 seconds, and it's pointed out that he is single-handedly raising the prestige of the 10th server. Wong sees that Seoshin is too happy about Lord Grim's success, and questions if he knows his true identity. Seoshin denies it, but Wong continues investigating Lord Grim and everyone he has partied with when setting records. He discovers that Hao used another character and stole Lord Grim's strategy, but Seoshin continues to try and cover everything up for Yi's sake. Unfortunately, Wong's investigation skills are too good. Hao's hate for Yi and need for revenge makes it obvious to him that Lord Grim is actually the battle god Yi. Wong then assumes that Seoshin was in a party with him since he was missing on the day of a tournament. Wong then wants to know about Yi's new weapon. Seoshin explains that it was designed specifically for the unspecialized player, and it encompasses almost every class. Wong is excited to see that they will have a chance to see a true unspecialized after Yi levels it up, but Seoshin explains that they will have to wait a year. Yi finds Ro reading a dungeon walkthrough and notices that it was written about their Boneyard run. It's incredibly detailed, and Yi is surprised to see that it was written by someone that's a newbie. Things don't seem quite right though, and Yi says he'll look into it. Seoshin calls Wong the Emperor of Analysis when he's explaining to Yi that he has been figured out. Yi talks some trash about Wong just as Seoshin reveals that he's standing behind him, but Yi doesn't care and continues insulting him. Seoshin defends his captain and Wong challenges Yi to a duel. The two arrive at the arena and Yi is surprised to see that Wong has decided to use his main account against him so soon. Wong asks why Yi works at a cafe, and he points out how people like them have no other skills than gaming. The fight begins as Wong wishes him luck, but Yi doesn't need it. Wong wonders if Yi plans to come back as unspecialized, and Yi just hopes the devs don't mess with it again. As they fight, Seoshin marvels at Yi's amazing changing weapon. Wong loathes his slow hands and envies those like Yi with high attacks per minute. Yi admires tacticians, but Wong points out how Yi was their founding father. Wong loses the match, but explains to Yi that the edge unspecialized characters have diminishes at higher levels. If levels were still capped at 50, it would be game breaking, but they aren't, and after level 95, it will completely lose value. Wong is much more concerned than he showed Yi though. He instructs Seoshin to watch the replay several times, as Lord Grim is going to be one of their most dangerous foes. Seoshin is amazed by what he sees as he requests a duel with Yi, but he is too busy reading a walkthrough and has to work right after. Chen can't believe Yi is still reading the walkthrough, and he points out that he is just searching for mistakes. Chen thinks very little of the author and assumes there are many, but Yi reveals that he hasn't found a single one. They are written by a newcomer, but this person has impressed Yi. As Chen leaves, she explains that Ro's character was just beaten, and she wants Yi to get revenge later. Mu Cheng then arrives and logs on as everyone has been waiting for her. In the game, Yi notices that some people are suspiciously watching him, and Mu Cheng points out that the rest of their party is being hunted too. He manages to get away and just assumes that it's Hao trying to find them. Bun gets away as well, but we see that someone else is looking for him. While doing so, this person is terrified to hear the voice of the demon in the well, but it's just Bun. The kid explains that he isn't part of their group and just wanted to help. He knows Bun is part of Lord Grim's team, but Bun explains that he's too busy for an interview or an autograph. Bun adds him as he leaves though, and the kid watches him as he gets chased. The attacks are right behind Bun, but the kid analyzes the situation and gives him exact instructions on how to escape. As the two hide, the kid is surprised to see that Bun doesn't have an orange item, and assumes Bun takes off his orange items after raids. Bun explains that he doesn't have any since Lord Grim won't buy them for him, but the kid is shocked as he can't believe records like theirs could be set without orange items. Yi explains that everyone is being hunted and instructs Bun to go somewhere. Bun invites the kid but also gives him the option to serve as a distraction so he can get away. Just as Bun is about to leave, the kid warns him that the enemy will get him if he goes in that direction and tells Bun to follow him. Mu Chang is having a hard time getting away, and Yi determines that there are too many people chasing them, so it must be multiple guilds. He is correct, as Blue River is surprised to see 7 of the top guilds working together to capture them. Even the biggest rivals for the past 10 years are doing so. Yi continues to run, but is interrupted by Seoshin begging for a duel, but he explains that he's still too busy. Seoshin persists, so Yi agrees to meet him at the same place everyone else is going. They meet at Kangi Forest, and Seoshin is shocked to see Yi being chased by a horde of people. He explains that Seoshin wanted to fight so bad, and now he can duel as much as he wants. Yi states that all he did was set all the records, and Seoshin points out that he is getting what he deserves. The army approaches and states that any friend of Grimm is their enemy. They realize that Seoshin's character is too weak though, and decide to ignore him now. As they run by, they call him trash, which infuriates Seoshin, and now he begins to chase them. Thanks to Seoshin's next level trash talking, he gets one of them to come at him, and instantly makes him regret it. The guy's weapon isn't very good though, but he sees another guy with an orange tier weapon. This weapon is much better, but he sees someone in its reflection, and finds that it's Yi. Seoshin wants to show off his new weapon, but just makes a fool of himself. Yi gives him some much needed mana, and Seoshin laments using a level 27 character as it gets exhausted after just 2 kills. They are found by the pack, and Blue River reads as the guilds complain about getting destroyed, and how much trash talking Flowing Tree is doing. The army is too big though, and Seoshin points out how he doesn't have enough mana for this. He notices a weak spot in the army and they attack it. Hao watches and becomes furious when he sees that they can't take them down. There are still too many though, and one attacker states that they are surrounded. An explosion occurs, and he points out how they are the ones that are surrounded just as the rest of his team arrives. Hao is furious to see that the people he sent couldn't stop them. Yi and his team talk strategy but laugh at the kid Bun brought. The kid is so nervous that he accidentally hits Bun and gets scolded for it. Yi checks the kid and is shocked to see that he is Concealed Light, the writer he was looking for. In the real world, Yi is asked by a customer to get some help, so Yi tells his team to rush. His enemies overhear his work stuff and assume he is using some kind of code. Yi does some damage, and one of the attackers points out how it's just a cafe worker talking to customers. The customer decides to handle things on his own, and Yi just keeps playing. Moments later, we see that Yi and his team have taken complete control of the battle. The enemies try to retreat, but they have them completely surrounded. They are then shocked to hear how little they think of them, as Yi and his group have a competition on how many enemies they can take down. At a respawn point, players complain that a team called Samsara didn't help them. The captain of this team is Glory's #1 player, the Gun King. One of the guild leaders appears there as well. He was supposed to be raiding a dungeon, but explains that Lord Grimm was there too, killing every team that comes out of the dungeon. Seoshin is furious that Yi refuses to duel, and reveals that he knows Yi's plan. It's clear to him that Yi wants to hurry and train this group, so that when he returns to the Pro League, he can bring his own team with him. His group clearly shows a lot of potential, as Yi states that it's just a coincidence, but Seoshin is sure Yi has thought about it before. Seoshin wants his duel, but the group takes a vote and decides to steal bosses from all the other guilds instead. Yi then takes a break to make some food and briefly thinks about making his own team. Sometime later, Mu Chang falls asleep and Chen wonders who she is. Yi makes up the name Moo, and Chen offers to have her sleep in her room. Mu Chang hates the nickname he gave her, and Yi states it almost made him throw up the noodles he just ate. Elsewhere, a member of one of the guilds searches out their team's captain, named Han, but he instantly tells him to get out of the room. This guy goes and finds the vice captain named Zhang, but he asks that they eat first. Their eating styles are quite different, but they eventually finish, and the player brings up his concern over Lord Grimm. He shows Zhang footage of Lord Grimm and his team's amazing feats, and Zhang points out how Lord Grimm and Cleansing Mist have amazing synergy. Lord Grimm clearly stands out though. He can tell that Lord Grimm is superbly skilled and is fully versed in all 24 classes' abilities. There is only one person like him, and that is the battle god Yi. The guild member questions why Yi would reappear, and Zhang just wants to get to the bottom of it. Yi re-enters the game with Mu Chang and Yin Ji as they tell him that the guilds are making it hard for them to level up. Yi is then confronted by Zhang and his group as they instantly fight. Mu Chang reminds Yi that they are there as well, but Yi tells him to find something else to do as he is busy at the moment. His opponents struggle to take him down and express their annoyance to be fighting an unspecialized. Zhang warns his team not to get too close to Yi, but it's too late and he traps them. Yi uses this time to escape, but the enemies are shocked when they see they have reinforcements. It's their Captain Han, and he shows off his incredible skills as a striker. Han is amazed by Lord Grimm's weapon and can instantly tell by fighting him that he's actually the battle god Yi. Han wonders what Yi is doing there, and he explains that just because he is retired doesn't mean he can't play. Han thinks that Yi just ran away from the game since his team had such a poor record, and questions if Yi has forgotten about their ideals. A flashback to 9 years prior shows that the two of them had 100% win rates, and they fought for the first time. A year after that, the Glory Pro League was established. Yi told him that he just signed with a team and they would be rivals from now on, but Han pointed out how they always have been. Sometime after that, we see that their teams have been rivals for a while, and they face off in the final round of a tournament. Yi and his team, Excellent Era, were victorious and crowned the champions of Glory's first Pro League. Back to the present, the two battle it out and their rivalry is just as intense as ever. Their fight ends with a powerful attack from Yi, and Yi explains to Han that he will definitely return to the Pro League.